I'm palming.
Hello, it's time for me to speak.
I was about to say a joke.
Hello, boys. We're back with podcast today. We have Mr. Rivera, 50.5-inch vertical. We have this bum, a 1-foot jumper, and myself, also residential bum. Anyways,
Residential bum.
yes. Okay, today we talk about warm-up.
What is that? What's a warm up, John?
Go to THPstrength.com and sign up for coaching if you're looking to figure out what a warm-up is.
And if you're weary, use code THP at checkout for 10% off your first month.
You know, before the dunk show, I did the full THP warm up.
I did it yesterday.
The full thing. I was like, I need to be very
Very
careful
warm, yeah.
and thorough.
I did too, and I worn the hell out because I've been doing this.
Is that our legit? Is that our intro? Are we sticking with that?
I'm a residential bum.
Yeah,
Wait, are we introing it?
I thought we already did.
that's it.
Let's get started.
Oh, okay.
It's up to you. It's your YouTube.
It's our YouTube.
It's our YouTube
by way
with
of
your
name.
name.
With my namesake.
All right. So wait, are we doing another one or not? You guys decide. If you want a different warm up, let
Here,
us know.
I'll
on
do it.
video
I'll
today.
intro it.
Okay. Take two.
right.
Action.
If you want to jump higher, you need to learn how to warm up. If you warm up properly, you will decrease your risk of injuries, and you will literally jump higher than if you hadn't. Let's get the show started. If you want to do the full THP warm-up, go to THPstrength.com and sign up. You'll get coached by us, boys, men. We're men now. We're above 18 years old.
Yeah, we have
Boys
beards.
and men.
Or you guys
We're
have beards.
responsible people, even though it might not seem like it.
We pay our bills on time and sleep early.
I do.
We answer messaging twice a day.
Austin was late on
time.
his rent yesterday, so.
Okay, I just lose track of dates for rent.
But
Whoa.
yeah, if you want to get coached to jump higher.
You know what we
where to
should
go.
do? We should give them a discount. What? Yeah, sound confused. Be surprised. Whoop-de-doo.
Wow.
We should give them 10% off their
That was
first month
bar.
if they're weary. THP at checkout.
Use code THP at checkout for 10% off your first month.
You just can't do it as good as me and you're jealous.
Sorry, someone's working on a fence back there. All right, so the warm up. Let's talk about our favorite. Actually, let's talk about our least favorite warm up first. What's the worst warm up you guys have ever done?
Closure.
That's not. All right. Isaiah, worst warm up you've ever done?
I don't have a worse warm up.
Are you talking about worse in sense of difficulty?
I'm saying
or-
no, just like it did not do its job.
I got it. Max effort barefoot dunks with two hands off the dribble was my warm up at one point.
I hated those days. I would walk in and Austin would be jumping as hard as he can barefoot, and then he'd be like, "My knee hurts," and I'm like, "No shit, Sherlock." And then probably my second least favorite one is just static stretching.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my second least favorite one, and then just going to jump.
I've actually, I don't have bad warm-ups.
You've never done a
never
bad
done a bad
warm-up?
warm-up?
He's never
Well,
done a
I've
bad
had
warm-up
bad.
his
I've had,
whole
well,
life.
I've had bad warm-ups if I impulsively go play basketball.
That-
Okay,
bad
there you
warm-up.
go. There's your
That's a
bad
bad
warm-up.
warm-up.
But I'm not. I'm doing it with the knowledge that I'm not warming up.
I'm not saying that.
Like I'm not going in there. I'm like I'm gonna rush this. Like I
You found
know
a loophole, man, to this whole topic.
because I knew my first experience with a warm-up ever. I was 14. I already had knee pain at this moment in time, and then I found a warm-up online. It was like a thorough, dynamic warm-up, freaking knee circles, sprint development type stuff. And it was like, this will increase your vertical instantly. And I did it, and my vertical increased instantly. And literally ever since then,
So if you guys want to increase your vertical instantly,
Yeah.
do this 10-minute
go
warm-up.
jump max effort to see where you're at, then do a full warm-up, and then see where you're at. Your vertical will increase by 5 inches.
Should we discuss our current way to warm up?
Yeah.
Our preferred
Oh,
way?
wait. But on that point, though,
Oh.
ever since then, I've literally, 90% of my sessions, I've warmed up. The only time I don't is, if I'm playing basketball and I get hype. And
Or
then-
you're short on time.
But even then, technically, they're still not bad warm-ups. I only bite the bullet if I'm going through an injury.
Okay.
That's when. But I'm usually pretty good about all right,
You're
I have
pretty
a
good.
sweat going. Let me jump hard now.
That's one thing I noticed about the pros. Everyone warms up for the most part, especially even Sutherland now. He used to just go full effort. He would test his vert by doing a slingshot from damn near the free throw line. He's like, all right, I'm warm.
He does not do a warm-up. I saw
He
him
did a
touch.
warm-up.
I saw him touch 11-7 the
Okay.
first day at dunk camp, literally without doing anything other than
He
dribbling and
warmed
shooting.
up before the show. He stretched.
Okay, before the show,
I'm an
yeah.
old man now. And then he proceeded to stretch and then jump. Up to.
Yeah. Anyways, enough
Kill
about
Gannon's
that.
like that too. Just no warm-up.
Yeah,
goes
he does
friggin-
shit like that all the time.
He unlocks the demons. He's like,
He'll just get excited and he's like, I'm gonna dunk for all these people and impress them with my ability. Yeah, we know you can dunk, all right. But everyone's like, wow.
I like his dunks. They're sick.
I'm not saying I dislike his dunks. I'm just saying I see him do it all the time. Anyways, getting into the warm up. I'm not, I don't claim to be as genetically gifted as any of the individuals previously mentioned, but I consider myself to train effectively. I consider myself an expert trainee. I'm very good at training. I'm really good at training efficiently. So that said, I've changed my warm up a couple times. If I'm starting with barbell movements, I'll do a barbell warm up because your warm up should go from general to specific. So typically I'll start with more general barbell movements, and since I'm using that implement, I like to do that. I'll do back squat, front squat for just the bar, hang clean, power snatch, overhead squat. That's usually what I do. And just try to get through a full range of motion for me, which you guys have seen is not great. Actually, it's getting better. It's actually getting better.
It's getting great.
Isaiah, what do you think of my squat depth these days?
Define. What should I define? Like compare it to? Like
Just what do you think about it? Just what do you think about it these days?
My thoughts on your squat
Just
depth?
these days. Yeah. What are your thoughts on my squat depth these days?
It's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good.
Thanks, man.
The only time I judge someone's squat depth poorly is if I know they can go deeper and they're not. But I know you're going as deep as you can.
I'm going as deep.
Wait, I wasn't talking about
It's
you.
about 2 inches. That's as deep as I
Actually,
can go.
yeah. Sometimes I have thought like when it gets like I see you squatting good and then it gets heavy.
And then you're like,
cut
fuck
depth.
that.
I have thought.
Did you watch my YouTube video yesterday?
No, why would I do
Traitor.
that? Why would I go through depression? And
Oh, you're right. Actually.
you know what I feel like? That Wolverine meme.
Isaiah's-
That Wolverine meme where he's looking at the picture and he's like this. Mm-hmm. And then like, it's like me doing like isometric cycle or something. It's like a picture of it. And I'm just like.
For those that don't know, Isaiah has really wrecked himself jumping. He definitely overjumped at dunk camp, which he usually does, but this time was really bad. He overjumped on Monday and then overjumped on Thursday. And now he's
Sad.
we call it dunk depression, yeah. But fortunately, he's very woke, so he's handling it quite well.
Yeah, I'm just watching myself be sad.
Exactly, it's really impressive. Power of now, be in the moment. Yeah. So his warm up. Actually, did you think you made an error with your warm up those days? Like, do you think something went wrong with your warm up at the show, or not the show, but both days?
Day one, yes.
Oh, he did have a bad warm up.
Day two.
Yeah.
It's arguable because like day one I wasn't feeling pain. I just went longer than I'm used to, but I could have done one of those. I call them I don't have a name for them. Let me come up with a name. The obnoxiously long warm up that allows you to jump without pain, but you're gonna feel it the next morning.
Oh.
Thanks for the ad libs, Austin.
It's literally an hour-long warm-up. And if you can be at a 7 out of 10 pain and have a pain-free dunk session. Yeah.
You want to ad lib?
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. So
Austin knows what I'm talking about.
I
I
do,
guided
I
him
do.
through
The
it.
same thing.
I do that. I feel like that's me every week.
Wait, can I describe what a typical warm-up is?
Yeah, I think
Actually, let's do that. What
I
is
feel
a
like we've been
typical
kind of
warm up?
manic. Like we haven't actually
I like
said
it. I think that
anything.
these are the best podcasts. They
Okay.
always perform the best.
I do
one
3 to
person
5
in the comments who's like, the podcast starts here, and then the time
Yeah,
starts like
fuck you.
9 minutes.
Let me define what that is. All right, I do 3 to 5 sets of isometrics. Ideally, I feel about a 2 or 3 out of 10 pain on the first set. By set number 5, it's pain-free. Then I do jump dynamic flexibility, which is essentially like 10 hinges, 10 squats, lunges, leg swings. Then I do sprint development drills. If I'm really, really feeling it or sore or something, I will
You do sprint drills every week?
Sprint development, yeah.
Sprint development
For
every
every
single
session,
week?
yeah.
Really? I feel like I missed that.
Yeah, and then sometimes I'll do a high intensity warm up that's like long, like 50-meter skips and jogging and that type of thing. If I'm trying to like have a good session, I'll take that out because I find it kind of fatigues me, especially my lower leg gets really freaking tired.
Maybe that's a sign you should do it every day.
Probably, to be fair, I haven't been doing it
You know
every
what
day.
I know.
You know you say not to change variables before big jump sessions? Jump
that?
sessions, I added it in Monday and Thursday.
Oh, you dumb beep.
I know.
So,
You dumb mother.
yeah, let me just add training volume. But it can warm you up if you're feeling horrible, though.
It's called anxiety.
Yeah,
And
literally
then from
Austin will
there,
day of be like, what if I take in this chocolate milk 30 minutes before because Jordan Kilgannon said I should? And I'm like, literally, it's not going to matter.
Yeah.
That is exactly actually what happened. I bought chocolate milk preset.
So-
I don't know why.
So we have ISOs, we have jump dynamic flexibility, we have sprint development, and then what I find the most important part is the jump warm-up. So I'll do a 10% jump. And then I ask myself, how much pain did I feel, 1 to 10? If the answer is a 1, that is your body, which nothing, no pain. That's your body giving you permission to jump 20%. Let's say I feel a 2. I stay there until it drops down to a 1, and I go to 30, and so on and so forth. And if you follow that guideline, you'll be able to have a dunk session.
Sometimes in that last part, by the way, notice the warm-up went general to specific. We follow that trend in sessions, and we also follow that trend in macrocycles, mesocycles,
There's like one other
microcycles
thing.
that you do.
Long-term athletic development, too.
Long-term athletic development, general to specific. Yeah. So you want to start with softball. I call it swimming to dunking. That's the progression that you want to be on, right? The most general thing is swimming. The most specific thing is dunking. You want to be well-versed as a young lad in a lot of different sports. So you're multi-talented,
Is
multilateral.
dancing more general than swimming?
No, I think dancing is more specific.
Okay, that's pretty light.
Because you're on the ground. It's a lot of coordination.
yeah.
A lot of big ranges of motion. You could jump sometimes.
What about rolling on the ground? Is that
If you want to be a professional ground roller, then or like a
then I'll be specific.
competitive
bowling versus swimming?
bowling versus swimming. Bowling, there's internal. There's internal.
And you kind of take a penultimate step.
Yeah,
one
I'd say
leg.
bowling might be more specific. Scotty was good at bowling.
Yeah.
He was good. I
Shoot,
suck
swimming
at it.
might be the
I'm only good
most.
when I'm drunk.
General.
Same
All right,
with
driving.
Driving.
Competitive driving.
That is more general. No coordination. Just
It's
this
just neck. Formula One driving.
Yeah, steering like this,
pool. Yeah,
and
I
then
got
your
that big
pedals.
neck for that.
Anyway, we need the laugh
That was a
track.
knee slapper.
We need the laugh track. But yeah, that is really important for a good warm up. I would say when you have less time, you need to get more specific earlier in your warm up. If you have more time, you want to start more general and progressively get more specific. The healthier you are, the shorter your warm up can be. The more injured you are, the longer your warm up needs to be.
You know what's crazy is events.
Oh,
Because you're time constrained, usually space constrained,
space constrained, time constrained,
and you have to like
and
time
you don't know when it is.
Yeah.
You
so
also
you
have
have
no
to
idea.
like.
I mean, the show is a perfect example. We went out, 30 minutes later than they told us we would?
Yeah.
I actually prefer when I don't know what's happening to warm up way earlier and just kind of let myself progressively warm up just via, a longer period of time. And if I cool down a little bit, I'll just try to re-warm up. If I cool down, I'll just try to re-warm up.
That's the beauty of push-offs as well.
Push up. Oh, I'm sorry. What do you mean? You mean push-ups aren't as intense?
Yeah. And you usually jump with more distance. It's not like straight up.
I.e., push-offs are for bitches who
Yeah.
don't know how to jump high and do the dunk without pushing.
They're about to see me push off like crazy. This show is actually the least amount of push-ups I've ever done.
I think everyone, I've only saw one. I think it was your Tetris, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wait,
And
you
Jonathan
pushed
as well.
on that? You pushed on that?
I'll barely.
I'm just kidding.
Everything.
I'm just kidding.
You know what I say about the
I
best?
dropped
Because I was
it,
looking
guys.
at comments on that video and they were like, wow, he jumped so high and he didn't push that much. The best push-offs are always the ones that don't look like they're push-offs.
Because you're pushing axially straight down through the
yeah,
object.
and usually you jump high first and then push when you're here, like.
Yeah, so you're
and
in a
then it's
strong
like, and it's part of the
position.
motion and like.
You should have let that video run. I dropped Hoop and Nate at the end. I was like trying to drop him down. He just
Oh, yeah.
fell forward.
I think I filmed it on my phone or his phone.
Sorry, Hoop and Nate. Sorry.
You guys were taller than I thought together.
Yeah, of course. You add two small people together, they make one big
Who
person.
stand up tall. Yeah, that's the other thing.
Dude, I don't know why when I was seeing Hoop and Nate, because he's like 5'7" or something like that, I was thinking of him as like 5'1" or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then I put you guys together and I was like, wait, this is like I went over the first time and I was like, oh man.
Yeah, that
Kinda
was
tough.
that was pretty. Dallin came out to me. He's like, "The torch has been passed," because normally he's the one holding me, and I was like, "Yeah, I guess so."
Do you know how confused I was when I walked up and saw Austin and Nate instead of Dallin and Austin? I was like, wait, what? I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, normally it's me on top, and then I just have to like pray for the best. I'm like, "Please, please," and Dallin, I feel him shaking, and I'm like,
It sounds like you and Dallin have a very special and intimate relationship
nothing
that
like-
kind of resembles a romantic one.
It's nothing like your balls on the dude's neck as he shakes.
Sorry, Dallin.
know what I'm saying?
Dallin's catching strays without even being
Not
here.
even strays. It's
Just fact.
It's not stray. It's straight.
Why do I feel so tired, man?
Wake up. Do you need some coffee?
Need some elixir
From
the gods?
Wawa?
No, I'm good, man.
He said, fuck that, I don't want
Alright.
I don't have anything else to add.
Are we pulling up on Dodge?
Yes, I would prefer that.
Pull up
actually.
on it.
Yeah,
down,
but
I'm
I gotta
down.
do my workout.
Okay. Are you guys doing the workout here?
No, I gotta run at the Woodway. You're coming with.
Oh, God damn it.
Could I, excuse me. I want to talk about my warm up.
Okay.
All right, so I do all the same shit as Isaiah, right? The sprint development,
Stop
ISOs.
circling the fucking mic.
How do I talk with no hands?
I don't know.
Okay.
Figure it out. Clip it in.
All right. So basically, the one thing I do different is I do it all barefoot. So I do it in socks, and one of the reasons I do that is because when I do start progressing my jumps as a shorter dunker, for me to touch rim, I have to jump a lot higher, and doing it barefoot allows me to progress much slower and not feel pain as much. So and get warmed better. So and I can normally tell if I'm gonna jump well if I can like hang on the rim off vert in socks. Etc. So that's why I do that. If you ever see me, if I warm up with shoes, typically I do jump too hard, too fast.
Woo. Squirrel.
This squirrel's got a nut in its mouth.
Whoa.
He's looking skinny, bro. He's looking a little
Wait,
underfed.
They never see the animals. Oh, damn it.
Ah,
I was going to turn around and show you guys the animals.
we need a second camera.
should-
Don't.
we
I'm
should-
speaking. I'm gonna go over the warm up. Ideal warm up.
Oh, okay.
All right, ideal warm up. If you're a track and field athlete, I like my guys to do a full closure or maneuver warm up, which is multiple skips in multiple different planes. That's to get the core temp up. And then I don't like you standing like this, like you're a priest.
Truth right now, bro.
I'm going to bless you guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay, my bad. I'm really joking. I'm so sorry.
I love it, actually. This is a really good video. We should keep the original intro in, actually.
Yeah.
It really sets the tone.
Let's do it, man.
All
I
right,
don't care.
perfect.
I
That
want to
makes
address a
editing
comment
easier.
real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
So there was a comment.
Well, I didn't, let me finish the
Oh,
warm
my
up.
bad, my bad, my
Let me
bad.
finish the warm up. All right. So all planes, frontal, transverse, and sagittal, you want to move in all directions. So spinning, moving forward, backwards, side to side. You also want to do roughly 10 minutes of locomotive stuff. Then dynamic flexibility, you want to move on all planes as well. Warm up all the muscles in your body, upper and lower. So you need to have a pretty extensive dynamic flexibility routine, not static. Static will decrease power output. We're speed power athletes. If you're going to do a static flexibility, always follow it up with something dynamic afterwards. Then I like guys to do sprint drills because sprinting is a good way to warm up your hips, lower leg, and any relevant musculature you're going to use in propulsive activity like jumping or sprinting or cutting. And then I want it to be relatively specific. So if they're a dunker, I want them at this point to start doing baby jumps and then warm up the intensity. If they're a sprinter, I want them to start doing sprinting at lower intensities and progress to higher intensities. If you're a 1 foot jumper, same thing. Basketball player at this point, you need to start shooting around, or you could build that into the most general part at the very beginning. But at this point, they need to get into more basketball specific movements. Same thing with volleyball, right? Setting, start working on hitting and timing and serves. And then, yeah, once you're about 45 minutes in, you should be good to go. Never do something novel. You should always, if you have a big competition, do what you've been doing. Don't do this warm-up if you have a competition coming up. You need to do what you've been doing. You need to typically have the athlete doing this ahead of time, and then when you're in a competitive day, it's pretty much routine, right? It sets you up for a routine. You should feel balancier and better because you've unloaded, and then you'll perform at a high level. Isaiah, go ahead, address your comment now.
No, that just made me realize when I get back to training, man, I'm gonna do the full warm up.
Lazy
I've been
motherfucker.
saying that with my 1 foot. It helps my 1 foot so much. Like just the light elastic work.
It just keeps me skinny. Look at my boob sweat.
We need
so
it.
unfortunate.
Florida sucks, man. We need to have a winter home.
Oh,
Let's move.
But the comment I was gonna address,
Pennsylvania.
there was a guy complaining that our videos are essentially too ADHD. We don't get to the point quick enough. Look, we're doing this for our mental health.
If we don't like the content,
and
then we're not going to post it.
if we start doing the concise edited videos with the warm up, we're probably gonna stop after a week.
Also,
The podcast allows us to stay consistent.
you know, if you don't want to watch it, just go research and find it on your own.
Yeah, go read a fucking textbook if you don't want to put the time in and watch a 15-minute video of us telling you everything we've learned over the
Or-
last 15 fucking years.
or-
you can get back to fat.
This is
thing
demonetized.
alone.
I'm
Or
sorry.
you
Immediately
can sign up for
listening to
THP and not have to research anything and just follow what the workout says.
How would you expect for someone to love you if you can't give 15 minutes?
We just dragged this guy.
Die.
Whoever you, I don't know who you are. I feel really bad for just absolutely obliterating
12,
you.
I'm sorry, I don't
Yeah,
mean
you're probably a
die,
12-year-old. And if you're an adult, shame on you, bro. Shame on you. THPstrength.com. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later.